Hey people, Indrid here, 3v3, Argus Desert Gate, blue team. Some Space Marine fellas we have desked with a Force Commander. Very strong offense, fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support. We have a strange, blacked out void scheme based on the Dark Angels DLC here. Alrighty, alongside, Paranoid Kamikaze is an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat. By default begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. The Ultramarines DLC, recolored, I think, a bit. Yeah, we got some green in there. Right off the blue team, funnyman2u is a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist, can infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support. Red team, got some chaos fellas. Gaius Baltar is a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero. Walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. The Thousand Suns elite scheme. Yeah, these fellas always look like this? With Thousand Suns? I don't remember them looking like this. Maybe they tried to differentiate them from the Mark of Tzeentch fellas. Anyway, we have Honeken alongside with a Lord Commissar. Strong offense and support, fighting in melee begins with a refractor shield, getting stuck into some tactical marines straight away. Very luminous green over here. And rounding off the teams, it's KLoMein with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. On the west side against, is it the Force? Against the Force Commander, yep. Still kicking off in the mid. Tactical Marines did not drop a model. Apothecary in amongst the Guardsmen gets a good special, needs to be careful though. I guess they used the heal on the Marines earlier, I think. East side, meanwhile, double Termagants in the garrison. Chaos Lord is an appy, now fighting a Lictor Alpha. Gets a special. Looks like their CSM got down to one model. The Heretics got torn up pretty badly too. Did some work with their Hormagaunts, they must have. Hormagaunts coming back out of base now. Back towards the mid, it's turning red for the guard. And Honeken is going up to try to support the east side. Against all the Tyranid fellas. Do you have the stomp? We do have Sentinel with the stomp, there it is. Guardsmen getting their Sergeant in play, takes them up to 9 models. And I guess he has some weaponry, but he's not very good by himself in combat. West side, some Tzeentchian infiltrating worship with an aspiring champion on the Heretics, and double CSM for KLoMein. Nobody wants to push, I guess. You have shotgun scouts and devastators in the field for desked. KLoMein definitely should have pushed with double CSM there, I think. Force Commander does mess up the fight a bit because of his battle crying the Heretics and potentially battle crying the double CSM if they're close, but you got to go in there with double CSM, I think. Even with shotgun scouts, so you get the double CSM shooting the scouts, they'll die pretty quick. Sorcerer can tie up the Marines, and maybe you can Doom Blast and control the Force Commander that way. But now with the Devastators there, it's going to be tricky. Might have to get Sigil of the Rift or something over there. Got Spotters up for Honeken. Noise Marines for Gaius Baltar. Sentinel, there we go. Face the right way, buddy. You have a customized Stormbolter Apothecary. Not taking cover. I guess they can't get close enough to get to those tank traps over there. Devastators setting up in an odd place. Get tied up by the Lord Commissar, who then gets full autoed in the face. Is now free again to rain havoc, or are they? Seemed like they went and then got stunned again. Multi-laser turret taking out a generator, I think, over there. Some repairs for the Sentinel. Typically at the forefront of a Imperial Guard army in Tier 1. The Sentinel just soaking up shots, and of course not bleeding models. Warrior Brood on the field here for funnyman2u. Start off as a melee unit. Laser turret goes down. VP still red, but blue team have creeped forward. Using the durability of these Marines is Paranoid Kamikaze getting in there. Combi Flamer Chaos Lord now to shoot up Tyranids and the like as he chases them around. Could get another kill on those warriors, and does. Oh, gets a wipe on the warriors there. Chaos Lord hits level 2. Can also use the Immolate ability with this thing and takes out the Lictor Alpha as well. Bad fight for funnyman2u, pushed really far in. I didn't catch those chat messages there. Hopefully I didn't have some kind of distraction that made them lose. Look at these Marines. There was a player many years ago called Angry Bird who always ran these like weird blacked out schemes. It seems like the scouts weren't affected by it here though. I guess it only affects certain types of models. But I guess now Desked is doing it, which is grand. Alpha Legion elite scheme, by the way, for KLoMein. Didn't realise because it was always infiltrated before. Got those noise marines up. Not sure if they can get up to the Devastators though. There's shotgun scouts in play. They've got a sergeant as well, so they can spot all the infiltrating shenanigans. Back to the east side, it's uncapped. Red team have broken through though. Apothecary runs and noise marines from Gaius Baltar on the power, shaking it apart with a sonic blaster. Capping the VP as well are artillery spotters. Here come Tyranids, trying to get into a flanking position. None of these fellas are upgraded though. By fellas, I mean, you know, lizard insect things. Lovely little fellas. Going for the garrison, I think, over here. Yep, going for it. Tier 2s for Kamikaze and Funnyman and Honeken. Dest now with more marines up. That is nasty to break through. Force Commander fell over though. And there's warp, vestments of the warp from the Sorcerer to teleport in on the Devastators there. Could have got Raptors to jump them as well, of course. He's got options to deal with setup teams. 461 to 405. 2-1 for red. Tyrant Guard on the way for funnyman2u. Does not have Synapse to support that thing though, at the moment. Could get some more warriors up. Could just use Infestation Capillary Towers as well to give it a speed boost. Here comes Paranoid to defend the west side. Recognizes the 2v1 here and really messes up the Sorcerer. I think that was a full auto and a shotgun blast there. Sonic Blast and Noise Marine doing some good work. Taking a bunch of damage as they do so though. Shutting down ranged weaponry with that Sonic Blaster. And Basilisk Flare thrown in by Honeken to mess up the range and vision of this stuff. I think it's only range, isn't it? I don't think it affects your vision. Lord Commissar, very nicely timed little offensive there. Now getting suppressed. Well, right on the edge of the firing arc should be okay. Here come more Devastators though from Desk, who goes tier 2. Plague Marines on the way for Gaius Baltar. Honeken with a Chimera up. Looks like KLoMein is the last to go tier 2. Who's this? Oh, it's a Ripper Swarm. Annoying some Noise Marines. Meanwhile, Chaos Lord just shooting at a Capillary Tower, but here comes a Tyrant Guard. 2,500 hit points of super heavy infantry armor. Tons of melee DPS. And it has a splash damage on hit. Can be tough to deal with. Chaos do have good tools to use. They can get Mark of Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines for Inferno PvP damage, which is really good against this armor type. So you might see that. They only have one of them. They got Plague Marines up as well though, for that snaring missile launcher. Could also get a power weapon on the Chaos Lord perhaps, if he wants to risk going toe to toe with that thing. Which, as you saw from the damage it just did to the Chaos Lord, isn't easy. Double Eternal War CSM for KLoMein. Chimera takes a big hit from double missile launch attack to Marines here. It's going to go down, and it does. Marines got very low. And they wiped that squad. How have you got two models, fellas? On 20 hit points or whatever it was there. Lord Commissar clinging to life with his shield up. And a Xenos Power Claw. That was an exciting fight, actually. Oh, drop pod here from Kamikaze. I'm not sure if that got the tax in or if that was a reinforcement one. I think it got the tax in. Yeah, it must have got those guys in. They're down to just 2 tax now, though. There was a rough fight, and red team are pushing through, destroying the drop pod, which would have acted as a reinforcement point. They got the Chimera, though. That was a big deal. But now these guys both have missile launchers, and there's no vehicles on the field, so they're going to be less efficient fighting infantry because the missile launcher's not going to hit infantry reliably at all. Noise Marines coming in. I always thought this was a mistake on the Alpha Legion Elite scheme. You see how these guys have these luminous greaves, or whatever they'd be called? I don't know if it's meant to be like that. It was never fixed if it is a mistake. Looks kind of neat, I guess. Weird luminous things. Got some plasma tactical marines from Desk, but they're getting too close. Range messed up by the Basilisk Flare. Power completely bashed and decapped. Ruthless fighting from the red team. Blue team getting a natural VP back, 447 to 351. Blue team do have a VP lead to sit back on a little bit, but they need to recover here. Double tacks. I guess they could go after the Sentinel with the missile launchers, maybe. Popping their Kraken bolts as well. And a decent spotter shell from the spotters. There they are. East side. Chaos Lord levels up. Caps things. Level 3. Armor of the Inferno for even more fire stuff. What about the Tyrant Guard? We just heard it go into Shield Wall. There it is. Shield Wall gives it vehicle armor and regenerates health, but obviously it can't move for the duration. But it's pretty nice. It doesn't have a set duration. You can stay there as long as you want and heal up fully and end it when you like. It's pretty good. Then it goes on cooldown, of course. Sentinel eats some missiles. Needs some repairs, fellas. No? Apparently not. Full auto on the Commissar's face. If they got one more shot on the Sentinel, they would have got it. They're trying to focus down the Lord Commissar here. Oh, he goes down. They're still not shooting at the Chimera. Chimera's, sorry, Sentinel. Sentinel's very low. There we go. That was enough. Terminator Force Commander now for Desked. Sentinel did well. Was alive for a while. Guardsman up to full strength now. With Commissars. And plasma guns, or one of them's got plasma guns. 398 to 351 on the VPs. Here comes an Apothecary, greeted with bunch of gunfire. Heals himself, got a bit too far ahead of his marines there. He's got armor of the Apothecarian, getting flanked now by Gaius Baltar, 389 to 351. Apothecary falls over. The Noise Marines doing stuff. We got Blastmaster Noise Marines for Gaius Baltar. They're going to try and contest the east side again. We've got a Genestealer Brood. Whoa, double Genestealer Broods. Decapping and stuff. No melee Synapse, but there's two of them alongside a Tyrant Guard. That's kind of nasty. Speaking of Tyrant Guard, they've got Mark of Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines now, Gaius Baltar. Giving some good DPS alongside those Plague Marines. Genestealers are in there though, and needs to talk about vicious. These guys are insane once they get in. Healing on hit, lots of power melee damage. Need to scare off all those Chaos Space Marines there. Sorcerer might die. No, Sorcerer gets away. Oh, kind of. Okay, they teleport after him and just bonks him on the end with a power fist, and down he goes. Gotcha indeed. And Desk then retreats away. Tier 3s all around, aside from Funny. Oh, there goes Funnyman to Tier 3 now. Our scouts haven't leveled yet. Poor scout fellas. Neither have the Marines, actually. Neither have the Marines. Looks like Desked might be saving up for Terminators here. Needs a bit more red. Has enough power and wreck now, I believe. 550, 100 I think it is. But you need 350 red. They're on 299. 376 to 324 on the VPs. Tyrant Guard very slowly trying to get away. And there's Plasma in these Guardsmen here. Plasma's very good against super heavy infantry armor. There's the shield wall though. So they might struggle to shoot him down now with the vehicle armor and the health regen. Plague Marines are here. Maybe they can help. Triple tax for Paranoid Kamikaze. I mean, what else do you need? Maybe we'll see these guys become Stern Guard, perhaps. Full auto, gets the Lord Commissar out of there. Got his Carapace armor. Makes his Inspire Courage better. Gives him 200 health and some nice health regen as well. 376 to 305. What is this? It's Desked. Bashing stuff. Trying to steal. Oh, just bash the Western contested power. Blastmaster overshoots a little bit, which they tend to do when they're on higher elevation. great unclean one on the way for KLoMein. Sorcerer can use those guys, those big fellas, pretty well with their warp and stuff. 366 to 305. They can also, as we saw in a previous cast, they can subjugate a high value target and then just use the great unclean one to consume them, which is fun. I mean, it's fun for the Chaos Sorcerer. Red team are going to cap the east side. VP still pretty even. Oh, blue team are grabbing their natural though. Thanks to the Apothecary, they're going to have a 2-to-1 here. And they're pushing the west side power thanks to Desk. And the Terminator Force Commander, who's decapping stuff. Ain't afraid of no Blastmasters. Support from Kamikaze now, having got that VP. Needs some support here, does KLoMein. They have a great unclean one. Maybe that's going to be enough. They're running into double missile launchers, but are there any plasma? Didn't. Yeah, Desked has one plasma. Here's a great unclean one. Over 6,000 hit points of super heavy infantry armor. Vulnerable to mass plasma and melter and power melee. Also, anti-vehicle weapons, pretty useful, of course. Let's see what it can do. Land Raider Redeemer it is for Desk. They were not going for Terminators, I guess. Land Raiders are so good in team games. Well, I mean, so are Terminators. But getting that Land Raider up first is a pretty big deal. Assault Squad now for Paranoid Kamikaze. Just popped Larimer's Blessing to revive the Lictor Alpha and himself back to base, which is very handy. Did they revive? Oh no, the Force Commander's still alive. He knows how to stay alive. He's got Terminator armor on. Imperial Abyss from Gaius Baltar. I love so much that these are different visual effects for each hero. I know who dropped it. That was Wise Windu back in the day, doing all those Imperial Abyss effects. Pretty awesome job at it as well. Neiman Russ on the way for Honeken. 345 to 249. Still a Genestealer Brood in the field here. Chaos Lord sticking around for now. Might need to pop Kill the Week and run. Got a Chaos Predator. There's the Kill the Week. And they use it to help them escape. No mark yet for this Chaos Predator. But there's still a tank. With a big old auto cannon. And those Genestealers don't have their heavy melee upgrade yet. Back to the mid. Great unclean ones being pretty great, big and unclean. There we go. We just saw it there. Subjugated Assault Squad getting consumed. And then jumping on their allies. And then get Blastmastered. Poor bastards. Great unclean one had a nice snack though. 286 to 249. Basilisk Flare from the Commissar. Not sure if they've seen the Land Raider yet. They can't necessarily see what we can see here. Force Commander getting a bit isolated, taking plasma shots, taking power claw hits. Note that he gets heavy infantry armor when he gets this Terminator armor on. For some reason, doesn't get super heavy infantry and doesn't get commander armor. He gets heavy. I guess it's a balance thing, but I always found it was weird. Everything flees. Oh, down goes the Lord Commissar. Having heavy armor rather than super heavy means that he's slightly more vulnerable to piercing damage like regular ranged weapons. Because super heavy has more resistance to that. Super heavy also has resistance to regular melee damage, I believe, whereas heavy infantry doesn't. But I think super heavy is also a bit more vulnerable to melter damage, I believe. Terminators, Assault Terminators in for Desked. VP's very, very close. In fact, they could even up if the blue team get a 2-to-1 on the east side. Great and clean one. Passively damaging nearby enemies, has some nasty abilities as well, such as a big Nurgly vomit like that. Oh, that's an Emperor's Wrath. Basilisk Strike from the Lord Commissar, almost wiping out those tactical marines there. Off-map artillery, that's what it's called. I always just call it Emperor's Wrath because it sounds awesome. And that's the name of the war gear, so... I like it, damn it. Swarmlord on the way for funnyman2u. Lictor Alpha's down somewhere. Oh, on the east side. Lots of dead stuff. Lots of dead Tyranids and heretics over there. We have a Mark of Khorne, Chaos Predator. Just buffs all the guns damage. Leman Russ with Vanquisher, sorry. Good to shoot up the Redeemer, but might be pushed back by the Assault Terminators running at it. Would be cool, I think, to see the Force Commander Terminator have a Thunderhammer and Storm Shield option. I mean, he's got awesome options already, but why not have that in there for him? Make him even tougher, maybe make it slow him down a bit or something to compensate. 194 to 249, he'd lose his ranged weapon, of course, as well. Some advanced healing from the Apothecary. Getting some good missile hits. In fact, we have triple missile launcher tactical marines for Paranoid Kamikaze. Doesn't have combat stims to buff them though, but Desk could drop for the Emperor on something. Another Imperial Abyss from Gaius Baltar. Doing some decent work. Dragging some marines in there. Got to be careful not to retreat through it as well. Advanced healing going all the while, of course. They have got some damage onto the Land Raider. Plague Marine trying to get some missile shots. There we go, there's another one. Slowing it down as it gets those hits. Assault Terminators are on them though. Tank is getting shots. Assault Terminators, are they being slowed down by something? What is this? They seem to be moving a bit slower there for a second. But now they're chasing down that tank. Maybe I was just imagining things. The advanced healing is still going, by the way. It's got over 200 energy at max. Healed them all up to full, basically, and it'll reinforce off the Land Raider, of course. Pretty awesome. They can all retreat back to that Land Raider, so Kamikaze can afford to be a bit aggressive here. A bit kamikaze, you could say. Because you can just retreat back to the Land Raider like this. Vanguard veterans back there. First Company Assault Squad with power weapons and now a power fist as well. Some sneaky Chaos Space Marine trying to get some power back. And I think they got one of the gens. East side, meanwhile, is turning blue thanks to the Tyranid fellas. We got some heavy melee Gene Stealers now with rending claws. You thought Gene Stealers were bad. What about Gene Stealers that can wreck your vehicles now? Vanguard veterans getting stuck in there, eating a Blastmaster shot. Space Marine team looking pretty solid though. They've got Land Raider support, they've got an Apothecary with advanced healing, they've got Assault Terminators, tons of tacks. It's going to be tough to break them down. It's going to be tough. They might need a really good nuke or something, or at least to try and go after that Land Raider and get it down. They've got 2 tanks to get it down. I don't think they have any las cannons. No, there's no Havocs and there's no heavy weapon squad. There is a Manticore though. You might have seen the shot a few seconds ago. That can do a lot of damage to a Land Raider. Can they get back to the east side maybe? Swarmlord and Tyrant Guard is ripping through stuff on this side. Swarmlord providing a nice speed bonus for the Tyrant Guard. But it's being slowed down itself. Oh, now pops a Leech Essence to drain health off tons of models here. Look at his healing. It's pretty awesome. Taking some Plague Marine shots though. And Vanquisher Leman Rush shots. Can it finish it off? Leman Rush might be able to just chase it here. 142 to 194 on the VPs. Back towards the mid. Subjugated Assault Terminators. Are they going to be consumed? There we go. Such a dastardly Chaos Sorcerer move, isn't it? That's kind of getting shots on a Great and Clean one now. Wait, why was he still waving his arm there? Were they still... They weren't still subjugated, were they? He's always waving his arms around. 1-to-1 cap. Red team back on the east side. Can they hold their natural? Great and Clean One doing big damage per hit, as you may expect. Force Command, that was a strange use of his teleport there. Just kind of went side to side. They're running away now. Can get back to the Land Raider, which is slowly being repaired. Paranoid doesn't have any scouts to help repair. So those single scouts trying to single-handedly repair an entire Land Raider is tough. Attacks get on the VP maybe. Oh, good Blastmaster shot. Here comes some support from the Imperial Guard. Some very naughty Imperial Guard though with this team that they're on. Stormlord on the way. Awesome. We'll give them some in-field support. Allow them to reinforce off it. And does it give them some health regen? I don't think it does, but we'll see. You can't retreat back to it though like a Land Raider, so it's not quite that amazing. It pumps out huge DPS at long range, so we'll see how it does. And all that it does Inferno PvP damage as well, so it's going to be really good against all these Marines. And the Terminators, of course. Something it needs to be very careful of. Super heavy vehicles typically have a weakness when it comes to high tier heavy melee getting on them. Especially Bane Blades and stuff, because they can get rear armor hit. Great Unclean One on the way, this time for Gaius Baltar. 2 of them stomping around, should be awesome. This guy needs healing though. There's some Tzeentchian worship. That's going to take a long time. He should just walk back to base. It's right there. He'd get percentage based healing back at base. 2% a second, I think it is. On the east side, Paranoid rotating over here to help the push. Lictor Alpha's back to his feet. Got the deadly jump. He's got Toxin Miasma. Apothecary sprints up to the VP. Ouch. Ouch. Rocket Run. And the Blastmaster shot sends Paranoid Kamikaze packing. There's a Corn Shrine there, spawning Bloodletters, but it's getting taken down by Tyranids. Down it goes. Worshipping Heretics need to be careful. Level 4 Worshipping Heretics, I should say. They're really good at worshipping Corn now. 102 to 175. I always thought it would be awesome if Heretics could get, and I almost convinced Keltos to put this into the game. He was seriously considering something similar. If Heretics could get a tier 3 upgrade that allowed their worship to have some kind of negative effect on the enemy as well. Like Corn worship on tier 3 upgraded Heretics would cause enemies to like bleed and drain their health slowly. And Nurgle worship would like very slightly slow down enemies that were in worship range, that kind of thing. Then Tzeentchian worship would very slowly drain their energy. 98 to 158 on the VPs. Can the blue team push through the mid? Do they even want to push through the mid? They might just go east. We've got some Terminators up for Kamikaze here, by the way. Terminator Force Commanders down. And here is the Stormlord with its Vulcan Mega Bolter Cannon, whatever it's called. It's Mega something. Chaos Lord's had enough of Combi Flamers. Got some Lightning Claws out. He knows how to use it. Very difficult to go to the toilet, but 100 DPS power melee, innit? East side, a bunch of missile launchers. Oh, some advanced healing. Can they focus down the Apothecary here? Can be tough to do when the player's experienced and knows how to kind of keep out of range. Uh-oh. Runs into... Is that the 3rd Imperial Abyss we've seen from Gaius Baltar? So red are they getting? Oh, here comes a Stormlord up to the east. Oh no, Plague Marines are going to die. No. And then they teleport right onto the tank. What was the tank doing there? Can they get it? That tank needs to never stop moving now. Let's see what this Stormlord can do. Just pumping out damage here. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're getting any health regen, those guardsmen, but they can reinforce off it. They can also jump inside of it. Lord Commissar goes down. Even the Assault Terminator is backing away from that thing. Heretics reinforcing off the Stormlord. Huge amounts of heresy going on. Those guardsmen should be helping to repair that naughty tank over there, but they're not. 45 to 157. Buy heroes, please, says Honeken. I think he's referring to Gaius Baltar to... Oh, maybe he's asking KLoMein to revive the heroes. I don't know. He might just be asking Gaius Baltar to rebuy so that they can revive. Message unclear. 31 to 157. Subjugated Terminators gonna get consumed. There it is. The other one could consume as well if it's paying attention, but I don't think it is. Vanguard veterans have to run. They didn't drop a model though. Is the Stormlord coming down? Nope, another tank is showing up though. They're both Mark of Khorne. Great Unclean One getting pretty low. This guy's Baltar's is still going to go down, I think. Does a cloud of flies and then goes down. But look where it's going to go down. It's going to do a ton of damage to enemies if they get close here. Does a Great Unclean One heal a Great Unclean One when it explodes? Let's see. Look at this awesome death animation. Oh, it doesn't. Didn't mess up that stuff, and there's an Imperial Abyss from KLoMein. I really think they should change that. Great Unclean Ones should heal Great Unclean Ones, damn it, when they explode. I mean, how often is it going to happen? Just let it happen. East side, lots of dead things. And a Venom Cannon Carnifex. Gaius Baltar with another tank. All three red heroes down, which is a big deal. Although, blue team have 2 down. Where's your Lariman's Blessing, buddy? Oh, there it is. Just as I said that. Lariman's Blessing is in. Cap now or GG, says Desked. They're down to 27 VPs, the blue team. And they're pushing the mid with the Land Raider moving up this time as well. The Stormlord is still on the east side. Yes, where's the Manticore? There's the Manticore doing Manticore things. Vanguard veterans. Oh, did they go down? I think they got there. Indeed they did. Nice shooting on that Manticore by Honeken. Assault Terminators trying to push up and create some space for the cap. I think they're going to get the VP. Tanks under threat. I don't think... Yeah, I'm not sure about getting more tanks, guys. They've still got double missile launchers and those Assault Terminators and a Venom Cannon Carnifex takes down a Manticore in melee. But it's going to get shot down, I think. Yes, get shot down. Still close. Desk now has double Assault Terminators, by the way. KLoMein, with all of the resources in the world. Look at that. 1700 rep, over 500 power. Goes for some heretics for worship support and repair support, I guess. Double cap for blue. You need to buy something else, KLoMein, surely. Could get another tank up. I'd just get some Marco Zinc CSM, I think, to help shoot these guys. Uh-oh. Las Cannon's getting shots. Stormlord is in trouble. Desk to being aggressive here. Funnyman wanted them to stay on the VP, but they want this Stormlord down, and I think they're going to get it. Yeah, they're definitely going to get this. There's Emperor's Wrath. Didn't quite place it right. But the Stormlord goes down. Can they repurchase one? No, they can't. Manticore down, Stormlord down. Blue team maybe... Oh! I was just going to say, blue team may be turning a corner, but KLoMein gets in there with a Great Unclean One and a nuke, takes out the Land Raider. Those Tactical Marines did not get away. Foul Snare finishes them off. Ouch, heavy losses on both sides. Heavy losses. Chaos Lord is level 10 with Demonic Visage here. 14 to 77, 1-to-1 cap. Oh, look at that. The Nero Throat can use Spirit Leech on a Great Unclean One. That's cool. Draining energy off it. I thought it had to be an infantry target. More Terminators for Paranoid Kamikaze. I mean, they're great capping units. Why not? Some Plague Marines now for Gaius Baltar. Tanks need some repairs. They do have heretics. But these guys are repairing up here with guardsmen. Tyranids formation, nicely done by funnyman2u. Almost wiped those guardsmen on that central spire. That's so close. Gaius Baltar with a level 4 Chaos Predator doing some really good damage. And not under a huge amount of threat here if he can stay out of melee range. Couldn't get a model off those guys. Another. Is that the 4th Abyss we've seen from Gaius Baltar? That's crazy. We've seen at least 2 from KLoMein as well. Rocket run now. Honeken getting in on some of that nuking action. The second run wasn't quite placed correctly. They did some good work. Tank needs to be moving. We got some plasma in there. And assault kit stormtroopers. Oh no, is it stuck? It's moving, it's moving. Gets a kill. Gets another kill. Can they wipe them? Down to 6 VPs. Single cap for red. I think they're going to wipe those assault terminators. They are desked, just trying to desperately get some capping done. Oh, there's an orbital at the end. The red team take it with a single. What a game. What a game. Great and clean one. I think he just done a foul snare. That's why it looks weird. We had a Terminator Force Commander with assault cannon at the end. Level 8 Apothecary. So close to level 9. Very solid performance from Paranoid Kamikaze as usual. Knows how to Apothecary. funnyman2u. Level 3 Lictor Alpha. Often see these guys fade in 3v3s late game, as I've said many times. Really hard to keep them really impactful into the late game. Level 10 Chaos Lord for Gaius Baltar. Knows how to Chaos Lord. Long time player now, Gaius Baltar. Been saying his name a lot for a long time. Level 7 Lord Commissar for Honeken. Had the Power Claw and the Emperor's Wrath, of course, and Carapace. And a level 5 Sorcerer with some good subjugation consume shenanigans. Awesome game. Well played to all of them. I don't think anyone made any huge mistakes. It was just one of those grinders that you grind out. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.